Biting off more than you can chew is just what I'm afraid of.
I know, it's gonna be so awesome!
Phillies and Gentlecolts, I welcome you to another edition of Pony Fanfiction Theater. I'm your host, Nate. I'm gonna be your narrator. With me is John as usual.
Cupcakes.
Yes, cupcakes. This story is called Calling in Sick. It's slightly clop, but I don't say it is. A little bit, but I consider it as fanfiction, not clop fiction. Anyways, you can read along if you like in the description. Let's begin. The sunlight beamed strongly on Sweet Apple Acres as Applejack continued on with her bucking. She was already tired, and it wasn't even noon yet. Why? Because she was the only pony on the premises during the work. Apple Bloom couldn't buck down apples for her life, simply due to her size, and her obsession with earning a cutie mark often kept her off practice. Big Macintosh was sick, or so he said. It seemed like it was an excuse to Granny Smith to keep him off the job for a day. At first, she didn't notice, but every week since that first excuse, he always came up with something. What was more interesting is that it was on the same day, every week, every Tuesday, every week. Old Granny Smith was too senile to notice, and Apple Bloom was too busy and young to realize. Applejack wiped the sweat off her forehead and looked at the rest of the work put out for her. Not even half done, she sighed. This extra work was cutting into her time she could be spending with her friends. The orange pony frowned. She couldn't just stand by letting her bigger brother play lazy while she did his work, which was more than Applejack's to begin with. She went on a break and walked up in front of her brother's room. She thought about knocking, but she was controlled by anger. She took a deep sigh and opened the wooden door with much force. Big Macintosh, we need to talk about your darn... But she froze at the place at what she saw, at what she heard. Big Macintosh was in bed with some pony else. Rainbow Dash. Yes!
I've lost all respect for Big Mac.
Thank you, fan base!
Yes! Yes! Give it to me! Her colorful friend screamed as Macintosh continued to deliver deeper thrusts of pleasure from behind her on top of his sturdy bed. Then he began at a faster pace. How do you like them apples? He grinned while sweat poured down his red coat. Rainbow Dash screamed with pleasure. Oh, no wonder they call you Big Macintosh. Her eyes rolled back with ecstasy. Maybe we can go for the other hole after... Rainbow Dash started moving. She turned her head 90 degrees left to find Applejack in completely shocked. Big Macintosh then stopped and saw her sister staring. There was an awkward silence. What in tarnation? Applejack meant to scold her brother and friend, but instead whispered, as she was still recovering from the scene. Big Macintosh began. Hey, what's up, Applejack? What are you doing here? Rainbow stumbled her words out as she moved her position an inch away from Big Mac and drew the blanket over the bed, covering the couple. What in the pony hell are you doing here? Applejack retorted. Rainbow Dash thought for a second. I was walking. Yeah, walking. Yeah, that's good. I was walking around. Walking? You walking? The orange pony glared. What? Walking? I said flying. I was flying around when all of a sudden a giant meteor came at a super fast speed for Equestria. I had to stop it. It was fast. Well, not fast for me, of course, but I... Dash, her sexual partner voice. I think we should tell her. The rainbow-haired pony sighed. She looked down for a moment and then back up at Applejack. Okay, Applejack, this may be a lot for you to handle, but your brother and I are having an affair. Applejack gave a dull look. I noticed. No, really? Oh, so we're cool then? No! Big Macintosh, your little excuses are giving me more treats to buck while you're back here giving a smoochy lesson from my best friend. Why are you acting like such? The red stallion dulled his look inside. 'Cause I need a break, too. You gotta go out and have parties with all your friends while I'm working the fields all the darn time. Now give me a break, and all I get is a hollering. As much as Applejack was not a fan of this personal break, she couldn't blame him. He worked twice as hard as she did and always had more trees to buck. He did deserve this rest time. She just didn't expect some pony else to be resting with him, especially not Rainbow Dash. I understand. Now the real question is, how'd you two get in a rut and each other under my nose? Before either of them could answer, they heard Tiny gasp. They all turned and unshut the door behind Applejack. It was Uncle Bloom. The young fool looked up with her large, cute eyes to her older brother in the colorful mirror. "What is going on here?" she asked. They all looked at each other, frantically thinking of an excuse they could use. Well, your big brother here is kinda sick," Rainbow Dash started. "So I'm here." She covered herself up more with a hefty blanket to help him like a nurse. Apple Bloom thought for a moment. Then she jumped. "Ooh, I know, let me help too. I can help, and then maybe, if I'm good enough, I get my cutie mark." "No!" they said all in unison. Apple Bloom retreated a few steps back in fear. "Look, Sugar Cube, I'm sorry, but this here is big pony stuff only." "But I am a big pony, Apple Bloom," Big Macintosh calmly pronounced. "Listen to your big sis in there and getting on out of here." Apple Bloom lowered her head and down in depression as she slowly exited the room. "I never understand why y'all never explain nothing." Big Macintosh gave a small chuckle as Apple Bloom left. "You should scat on out here too, Applejack. Rainbow Dash and I are gonna go at round 2 real soon." Applejack gave a confused look. "Round 2? What do you mean, round 2? Her green eyes widened. "Oh, you're really sick, Big Macintosh." The end.